Coming up, HBO Max is releasing a Friends reunion special.
NBC Universal is in advanced stages of acquiring Voodoo.
And a new album from Korean pop band BTS is flying up the charts.
All that and more coming up. Unpeeled starts right now. And welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Unpeeled. I'm Chris Sacchi.
And I'm Meagan Reynolds. Former Hollywood producer and media mogul Harvey Weinstein has been found guilty on 2 of 5 criminal charges. Weinstein faces convictions of first-degree criminal assault and third-degree rape. He is now facing up to 26.5 years in prison for his crimes.
This news comes after the jury deliberated over Weinstein's case for 5 whole days. 6 witnesses took the stand to testify against the disgraced producer, including actress Jessica Mann and former Project Runway host Miriam Haley. The court will sentence Weinstein officially on March 11th, and we will keep you updated on all future developments regarding this case.
Bob Iger is stepping down from his role as Disney CEO. Taking his place is the former chairman of Disney Parks, Bob Chapek, who he will also assume this role effective immediately. Iger is now going to be taking over the role as executive chairman, and he's going to oversee the company's creative decisions through the end of his contract in 2021.
Iger has been Disney's CEO since 2005 when he took over the role from Michael Eisner. Iger oversaw Disney's acquisition of Marvel, Lucasfilm, and 21st Century Fox. That's quite a trio right there during his tenure as CEO. And on a call with Wall Street analysts, Iger said that the company has become large and complex over the past year and that he wants to focus his remaining time with Disney working with its content. So Iger's been here at Disney since 2005, but we talked about it last season on Unpeeled, how he was going to step down, and now we officially have his replacement.
Exactly, and there's a lot of speculation, and Bob Chapek seems to be a solid pick. There hasn't been too much controversy over him yet, but only time will tell with that. And he's going to be the 7th CEO in the company's history,
which
is not a lot at
wild.
All. And Iger attributed his decision to transition, saying, quote, "With the successful launch of Disney's direct-to-consumer businesses and the integration of 21st Century Fox well underway, I believe this is an optimal time to transition to a new CEO." Which, he pretty much summed it up all right there. They've got a lot going on right now, and it's kind of seems like the perfect time to let someone else take over the reins. He's done all that he can do there.
Yeah, he'll be focusing more on their content for about a year or so, and then he will officially retire and step down. We'll stay with Disney for a little bit. The company's latest project, Onward, is featuring its first animated LGBTQ character. Actress Lena Waithe is playing Officer Spectre, a Cyclops police officer. In one scene, Spectre mentions that she has a girlfriend played by Ali Wong.
This comes after Disney has had several openly gay minor characters. Josh Gad's LeFou in Disney's live-action Beauty and the Beast remake was Disney's first openly gay character, though some critics say the role was minimized. Pixar films Finding Dory and Toy Story 4 also featured same-sex pairs in the background of some scenes. Looking ahead, actor Haz Sleeman says the next Disney-owned film to feature a gay couple will be Marvel's Eternals. So there's a lot to unpack with this story as well. The director of this movie said that, quote, "It is a modern fantasy world and we want to represent the modern world," which that's a really powerful statement, I think, right there.
Yeah, and fans are also excited to see Waithe voice this character, as she's been open about her own sexual identity in the past year. But of course, we got to get to the critics and what they say. A lot of them say more could have done. Waithe's character is only present in one scene, and the mention of her girlfriend is really kind of a side note. It's not the focus.
Exactly. This movie is set to open in theaters this year, March 6th, 2020. So hopefully we'll have more on that story and how fans are able to react to it.
Absolutely.
But next up, singer and rapper Lizzo won Performer of the Year at the NAACP Awards on Saturday. Rihanna also received the President's Award for Special Achievement, according to NAACP President Derek Johnson. Rihanna earned this award based on her, quote, groundbreaking career as an artist, musician, and stellar public servant. In her acceptance speech, Rihanna thanked the NAACP for fighting for equal rights and for celebrating strength and tenacity.
Along with Rihanna's great speech, many films and TV shows were recognized as well. Blackish took home Best Comedy among its 6 awards on the night. Meanwhile, Netflix's When They See Us was awarded Best Television Limited Series, Movie, or Dramatic Special. Also having a great night was Just Mercy, which took home the Best Film Award, and Congressman John Lewis was given the NAACP Chairman's Award to cap off the big night. And we talked about a lot of moments in that big night, but Rihanna's had to be the biggest. She had a moving speech about reform of racism. During the awards, she capitalized on the Special Achievement Award spotlight that it put on her, and she put together an inspiring performance in front of a crowd that supported her. So let's take a look at a little piece of her speech. How about?
So when we're marching and protesting and posting about the Michael Brown Jr.'s and the Tatiana Jeffersons of the world, tell your friends to pull up.
And of course, that's only a piece of the speech, but her speech sent social media into an absolute frenzy. This speech was trending on Twitter just in minutes. And this year's show also had a total of 1.8 million viewers, and that's a 448% increase from last year's viewage, which speaks volumes.
Yeah, there were a lot, like we said, there were a lot of moments that were impactful and big, but Rihanna's kind of stole the show, but Lizzo as well. Jill Scott had a fantastic performance, so like you said, the ratings were up and a huge increase from last year. All right, we're going to take a break soon, but coming up, HBO Max will be there for you.
Find out when the Friends reunion will be available to stream, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Unpeeled. HBO's new streaming service, HBO Max, is officially airing a Friends reunion special. The stars of the hit 90s sitcom announced this week that they were returning to television via Instagram. The show's creators are also returning for this untitled, unscripted, one-off special that will drop in May when the streaming service launches. Joining us now to discuss what viewers can expect is our Unpeeled television reporter, Patrick Gunn. Patrick, thank you for joining us. I am so excited about this story. So
am I.
Why bring back Friends now?
Well, it just kind of felt like the right time overall. This is just coming off the heels of Friends' 25th anniversary, and they've been doing some celebrating the show's 25th anniversary all throughout last year because it started in 1984. There's been pop-up Central Perk shops and Central Perk couches going across the country. There's even a Lego set that was going around.
Wow.
But mainly the big reason here is that HBO Max is launching in May, and they want to make a big statement. They want to make a big push, and Friends is one of the biggest shows that they got, so makes sense to bring him back for that.
Yeah, that's quite the splash to launch a service, huh? So we know money talks, especially with a show as big as Friends. How much were they paid to come back here?
They were paid a lot of money. This isn't making no surprise from the cast of Friends, but let's just think about this. They are receiving between $2.5 and $3 million to come back to it. And keep in mind, back when your show's original run, they made $1 million, which is a record at the time when it was really
back in the 90s,
and early 2000s. And just some more money. Warner Brothers paid $85 million a year for 5 years to acquire the streaming rights to Friends. They paid a lot of money because this is just such a huge show, a cultural landmark. It makes sense that they had to pay that much money.
Exactly, but no wonder Netflix lost the rights to it.
Oh,
But
yeah. That's a lot of money.
what can fans of the show expect from this reunion special? I know I'm looking forward to it, so let's hear it.
Well, the first thing you got to know is expect the unexpected. The show is going to be it's going to be unscripted, so it's just going to be most likely the cast members just kind of having a good time, talking, reminiscing, talking about where their lives are going on, what marriages, all that good stuff. So it's just pretty much expect the unexpected. Expect them just like basic, relax, make it enjoy, make it something that friends are going to be familiar with.
So are they going to be playing the characters, or are they going to be acting as themselves and kind of an update on their personal lives, or pretending as though the characters have had these lives?
They're going to be playing the characters, and they're going to be back to play the characters.
Gotcha. All right, so hopefully Ross and Rachel will actually still be together. There's no breaks or anything like that.
I want to know who's more excited between you guys,
I
because you're
think it
both
honestly
so.
might be me.
Yeah.
I think it honestly might be me. I grew up watching this show, so I watched it way too many times. But
Can't blame you. It's an iconic show. You'll have it back soon, coming in May. Patrick, thanks so much for coming on, discussing Friends, and we'll see what happens. So, from Friends to NBC Universal, which is looking to add some magic to the streaming service game. The Wall Street Journal reported over the weekend that NBC is in advanced talks to buy the Walmart-owned streaming service Vudu. Now, Vudu is no Netflix or Hulu, but Vudu is still one of the top services on the market. And with the potential acquisition having major implications for NBC's upcoming release of Peacock, here to break it all down and what this means for NBC is Unpeeled industry reporter Sam Lebowitz. Sam, take it away.
Thanks, guys. The streaming wars are upon us, and everyone is trying to gain the upper hand. Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, but NBC, it looks like the media conglomerate is getting in on the action with the possible acquisition of Walmart-owned Vudu. Vudu houses a library of over 24,000 films and 8,000 TV shows. Users can rent or buy from that library, but it also offers free streaming with ads. Vudu reaches over 100 million devices across the US, and Walmart bought it for $100 million back in 2010. Now hold on a second. You might be wondering, why is NBC moving forward with buying a streaming service now? It's a question I ask myself too. After all, they are already having their own brand new streaming service launching in July. It's called Peacock, like Chris said, and it's going to have the likes of The Office and Parks and Rec and other original content streaming on it. The easy answer? NBC Universal wants to heighten its online presence as it preps Peacock. It's pretty simple. NBC attaches their name to one of the lesser streaming giants. People who use Vudu form that association. NBC equals streaming, and boom, it legitimizes Peacock when it hits shelves. NBC has a chance here to broaden Peacock's viewer base before it even launches. Vudu's ad-supported streaming also complements Peacock's model. And likewise, the buying and renting aspect of Vudu could work well with Fandango Now, which NBC also owns. Early speculation is that NBC could combine Vudu and Fandango into one service. There is no deal in place at the moment, but it looks like NBC's interest is real. So, guys, definitely keep an eye on that one. Back to you.
Thanks, Sam. Coming up, BTS's new album, Map of the Soul 7, is shattering records across South Korea.
Find out how the album's performance in the U.S. could be capital H huge for the entertainment industry. Next on Unpeeled.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
What are you, superheroes?
Just four brothers who hate bullies and love this city. Gear up, guys.
Got a quarter?
Welcome back, Unpeelers. Worldwide music sensations BTS released their newest album, Map of the Soul 7, last Friday and absolutely shattered the music scene. The 7-member boy band consisting of RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook came back strong this week with an album featuring BTS's unique sound. Within only a few hours of the album's release, 14 of its 15 songs had topped the iTunes charts, including the smash hit On in the #1 spot. Here to give us the rundown of the latest success in BTS's chart-topping run is Unpeeled's pop culture reporter, Ella Mulligan. Ella, thanks for coming down.
Thank you for having me.
So first off, why don't you tell us a little bit about the album, the sound, the feel, everything about this chart-topping album here?
Yeah, so this album consists of 20 songs with a huge variety of sounds to them, like their 2016 album Wings and their 2018 album Love Yourself Answer. Map of the Soul 7 gives each member a solo track on it so they can really show their own personal sound and their feelings in terms of their lyrics and their individual style. And like many of the group's more recent albums, the songs are all a very eclectic mix of different genres, ranging from a Latin-influenced pop track with Filter to aggressive rap and to power ballads like We Are Bulletproof Eternal, which actually references the group's debut track, We Are Bulletproof Part 2 off their first album from 2013, which was a really great thing for fans to see on that. And just one of BTS's main strengths that they have really captured audiences with is how they are so available to their fans through their music and the messages that they have through that.
So how did this album first get introduced to the public? Were there any events? You know, like how did it become so big overnight? Almost?
Yeah, so BTS are the ultimate teases of the music industry in terms of showing when new content's going to be coming out. They are notorious for putting hints into past music videos, past live performances. They really like to get their fans looking for clues and searching for how this is going to work out. But they were dropping the intro, interlude, and outro tracks weeks to months in advance of the actual album's release. They dropped a more artistic film for their title, Black Swan, which was really exciting for fans to see. And then most recently, they dropped the Kinetic Manifesto film for their other title track, On, which immediately got fans super excited. And then they were actually just on Carpool Karaoke and Jimmy Fallon to really promote the album. Wow. So they've been doing a lot. That's quite
the run. And like you said, a lot of mixing, kind of different genres in the music. Now, this is breaking records, as we know, but what are some of the amazing moments that have come since the album's release? So this album is already one of the best performing sets in South Korea, and it's only its first week of it being released. Within the first day, according to Forbes, they had already sold around 2.7 million copies. And within the first 3 days, that number had hit close to 3 million. So they were really on a roll. These numbers keep on rising, and it's really impressive to see how fast that they've been able to climb and become the third best-selling album in South Korea's history within just a week of it being released.
So, you know, BTS is not the only successful group to come out of South Korea. You know, Parasite just recently won an award. So what do you think this says about the future of the entertainment industry, that South Korea is really coming out with amazing artists and amazing content?
Yeah, so as personally someone who's been a fan of BTS since 2015, it's amazing to see the progress that the entertainment industry has made in terms of accepting foreign artists and their content, especially seeing films like Parasite take home such big awards at such well-known award shows. It's really nice to see that the entertainment industry is looking abroad and really broadening their perspective on what can be achieved with outside entertainment.
So you said you're fan since 2015. Real quick, your favorite member?
Oh, I love them all, but RM will always have a special place in my heart. First person to get me into it, so. But I do love them all. Really great.
Everyone's always got their favorite in that
definitely.
one band, but thanks for joining us today. The African Student Union presented its first ever Miss Africa pageant this weekend in Goldstein Auditorium. 3 women competed for the crown, showcasing both their brains and their beauty along the way. Unpeeled lifestyle reporter Olivia Tumino attended the pageant to capture the excitement.
Saturday night at Goldstein Auditorium was truly a celebration of African culture and community. 3 women, Miss Ghana and Liberia, Miss Nigeria, and Miss Guinea, competed to be crowned Miss Africa. However, as the president of the African Student Union, NECA, pointed out, this event was so much more than a pageant.
We wanted a platform to not only showcase African culture, but to provide contestants with a platform to tell their own stories in their unique ways.
The contestants face various sections of the event in order for them to demonstrate why they want to be Miss Africa.
I believe I deserve to be crowned Miss Africa because I understand the importance of representation.
For example, the career section allowed the audience to get a glimpse into what each contestant is passionate about.
I see myself in different career paths in my future. However, I find it funny when people ask me what I want to do in the future because I honestly believe what I will be doing doesn't exist yet.
And in between the sections, we had the pleasure of watching other students showcase their talents as well. In the end, it all came down to choosing one winner.
Contestant number 1.
And if you're wondering what NECA is using to crown the winner, it might not be what you think.
So this is a horsetail. A lot of West African cultures use it for special occasions.
The Miss Africa pageant is just one of the many events that you can attend from the African Student Union here on campus. Congratulations to Miss Ghana and Liberia. I'm Olivia Tamino, CitrusTV.
Thanks so much, Olivia. That was a great package. Seemed like a really fun night, and congratulations to the winner, of course. Now, fun night, of course. What was your favorite event? If you had to choose one throughout the entire night.
I think that my favorite section of all of them was the traditional section. In that section, we got to see a garment from their respective country, and they explained it to us and kind of why it's important to their culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed that. It was kind of interesting to see the beautiful gowns that they had.
Yeah.
I also really loved the theme of the event. It was actually Miss Congeniality, like the 2000s movie. So there was pink all over, and the entire executive board and the president, like you saw in the video, wore pink, which was really fun to see. So those were definitely my 2 favorite parts of the night.
Well, that was... Thanks so much for joining us, Olivia. That looked like a great event.
And while three women in that event competed for a crown, 3 other women traveled across the world for a chance to get a ring.
Find out everything you missed last week on The Bachelor next on Unpeeled.
Here we go. We're going to go out there in the rain. It's going to get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh, yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the eye.
I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Episode 9 of Peter's Bachelor season marked one of the biggest weeks of the entire show, a night in the fantasy suites. Madison, Victoria, and Hannah Ann each joined Peter for a romantic stay that quickly turned dramatic, leaving Peter with his most difficult decision yet. CitrusTV Bachelor reporter Will Scott joins us to break down the results of Monday night's episode. Will, thank you for joining us.
I'm excited. This was a riveting episode, so I'm excited to break it down with y'all.
All right, so let's get started. After this show, let's start by talking about the first two fantasy suite dates. What stood out to you from Hannah Ann and Victoria? I know my thoughts, but let's hear yours.
Well, Hannah Ann really connected and bonded with Peter like we haven't seen all year. They have a physical connection, but that emotional connection we had yet to see. And we saw that. They had a little jet ski, water sports date that went really well. So I would say Hannah Ann right now has kind of the lead, #1 in the power rankings, I would say. But for Victoria F., no drama between those two this time. Very surprising. It's pretty shocking that she's made it this far with all her drama this season. But their date went really well. But my thing with Victoria is probably just too little too late for her. She doesn't have as much momentum as the other two girls.
So, dramatic ending of the show. Madison's date takes a turn
oh my goodness.
like crazy.
Yes.
It's a time for her to go her own way. So
it's funny you say that because it really did feel like that scene in High School Musical. What about us? What about everything we've been through? But what about trust? I never wanted to hurt you. But what about me? What am I supposed to do? Peter says. You know what Peter does? He does not respect Madison's wishes. I was quite shocked that Peter actually, because listen, if Peter was really crazy about Madison and he felt like she was the one, he would have respected her wishes. The bottom line is, she went to him and she said, if you do this, I'm going to have to take my name out of consideration. And what does he do? He still does it. So, Peter, I understand fantasy suites are an important date for him as we saw in Hannah Brown's season. But for me, it's just disrespectful to Madison. And Peter kind of seems surprised by Madison's reaction.
He did.
Madison got up and left. And so we'll see. She might be done.
I will say the memes from this episode, fantastic. Twitter was blowing up. But do you think Madison's going to come back?
The bottom line is that Peter and Madison, I think, are still in love with each other at this point.
100%.
Madison, though, is going to want to stay true to who she is, and I think that's awesome. But at the start of the fantasy or suite rose ceremony, she wasn't there. So a lot of drama going into this next show. We'll see what happens. Personally, I think Madison is going to be back, but would she accept a proposal from Peter next week? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, stay tuned. What a tease there. Next week, more Bachelor.
Finale is in 2 weeks. Looking forward to it.
That'll be quite huge. From the Bachelor, we go to Syracuse Dining Week. 8 new restaurants are participating in this year's Syracuse Dining Weeks. 2 of them, now over 40 restaurants are offering special meals at a discounted rate in order to share their versions of the local flavor. So, if you're looking for a good deal at one of your favorite local spots, you won't want to miss this special event. And to fill us in is Syracuse events reporter Natalie Fahmy. She's here to tell us all about the deals on the meals. Nat, thanks so much for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
So when did this first begin, Dining Week?
So Dining Week actually first began in 2005. Back then it was just 1 week, not Dining Weeks. Yeah. And it was only for dinner deals. And then 5 years later, in 2010, it expanded to 2 weeks. So there was Dining Weeks. Yeah. And then in 2018, it expanded to dinner and lunch. And now, 15 years later, it more than doubled with 46 restaurants participating for lunch and dinner.
Wow, that's a lot of people, a lot of food. So how many diners does this event actually attract?
It attracts 50,000 diners from Onondaga County and surrounding areas as well.
I know it got me. I might go now. Week. I don't think I would have gone out if not for Dining Week. But what other traditions do these Dining Weeks have? You said it's been here since 2005, so that's some good time to have some traditions.
Yeah, so something really cool they do is it's a Spot the Chef's Hat challenge, and what they do there is they hide a chef's hat in every participating restaurant, and then you can email a picture if you find it to a certain email address, and if you're right, and if that is the chef's hat, they enter you in a raffle to win a gift card of any of the Dining Week restaurants.
Wow.
Wow, that sounds fun. But is it too late to go to this? What kind of deals are still available?
It's not too late. Dining Weeks ends on March 1st, and you can get 3 courses of dinner for $30 or 3 courses of lunch for $10. So you don't want to miss it.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all. But Natalie, thank you for joining us today. And that's all the time we have for this week. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Meagan Reynolds.
And I'm Chris Sacchi. Please be sure to follow us on all the social media platforms, Instagram at CitrusTV Entertainment, Twitter at CitrusTVE. Keep us locked because we have a great show coming up next week. Bachelor finale, Will Scott, is coming up soon. So, Unpeelers, we'll see you next week.